There's no reason for anybody to be awake at this hour. Welcome back to So You're Interested In, the show where I break down an artist's discography in order to give you, the viewer, the best possible jumping off point in order to get into their catalog. On this installment, let's look at the post-punk band Hi-Vis. Forming in London in 2016, this group consists of members from different hardcore bands in the area. For some reason, it seems like the people who make the best post-punk, synth-punk, and shoegazy type stuff all started their musical journey in hardcore. I don't know why that is, but it does seem to hold up pretty consistently, especially with Hi-Vis. While so much of their music is based around great guitar tones and Britpoppy vocals, you can still feel the hardcore edge protruding underneath. These tunes feel huge in their own unique way, whether it comes from a wall of sound instrumental or soaring vocal performances. If you like the sounds of older bands like Flock of Seagulls, The Stone Roses, or Oasis, and also like newer acts like Spiritual Cramp, Nothing, or Glitterer, then odds are you're really gonna dig this band. So allow me to introduce you to 2 albums and 3 individual tracks so you can finally start listening to Hi-Vis. As always, we're gonna start with the albums. The first Hi-Vis album to spin should be their 2019 LP, No Sense, No Feeling. Coming in at a tight 8 songs in 26 minutes, this record is packed to the gills with grooving rhythms and shouted vocals. Seriously, you'll lock into this record for its incredible sounding riffs, and you'll keep coming back for singer Graham Sell's commanding performance. Let's take the opening song, Choose to Lose, for example. The opening riff just feels like a hardcore intro, the way that it forcefully rings in the instrumental, but the rest of the arrangement is nothing to sneeze at, as it chugs along beneath the barked vocals. The real star here is the undeniably killer hook where Sale sings, "And I can't refuse, I choose to lose, I'll always use, I choose to lose." The next song in the track list is Walking Wires, which was the first song that got me really into Hi-Vis. The instrumental arrangement is unbelievably good, feeling like the guitar, bass, and drums were all cosmically destined to come together for this moment. In general, everything about this song sounds great, particularly the guitar licks under the hook. Walking Wires has a very 80s feel to it, like if Joy Division and Wire collabed on a song, but it still has enough modern flair to help make it stand out from the rest. One track that definitely leans into a darker vibe is The Bastard Inside. Outside of a break guitar riff that is draped over everything, the remaining instruments give off a mysterious and gloomy feel. Still, this seems like such a fun one to see live, especially if Sale's vocals in a live setting are even half as good as how they sound in a studio recording. Finally, I think the cut Blood Moon will catch your ears too. Using some more drab tones, I would go as far as to say that this should be a Halloween song with its hook screaming Blood Moon over and over again. Regardless of its Halloween song status, it's still a killer tune from a record that already has too many good songs. So do yourself a favor and take some time out of your day so you can finally spin No Sense, No Feeling. I promise you won't regret it. The next Hi-Vis album to check out should be their 2022 release, Blending. A bit more cohesive in its approach, specifically with the overall sonic soundscape and production choices, Blending has a rather distinct flavor. Everything feels a bit more muddled, which isn't a bad thing because these tones were meant to meld together. On the opening cut, Talk for Hours, we're given a wonderful instrumental that is backed by some snappy percussion. This lays the groundwork for Sale's growled and grizzled vocals to take center stage. It all comes together for the killer hook that is nearly impossible not to belt out at full volume. Another standout comes in the form of Out Cold, which runs at a much faster tempo than Talk for Hours. This is some really great rip-roaring post-punk that leans heavily into their hardcore backgrounds. The mixing and production helps to make the bass sound super present and drum pounds extra eruptive. I also think you'll enjoy the song Trauma Bonds. This thing has such a great groove and swing to it, giving it a very anthemic arena rock vibe. The explosive hook pushes this cut over the edge thanks to Sale's aggressive performance. Trauma Bonds is an epic song through and through, definitely not one to skip out on. Before we move on to the tracks, let's take some time to talk about the song Join Hands. It features a trudging instrumental with short guitar quips and massive percussion slams. In a lot of ways, this feels like a gritty version of an Oasis song, especially the sweeping guitar riffs at the end being so reminiscent of Champagne Supernova. Coming from a record that already shows a lot of emotion, this song might be the most moving of them all. Blending is a truly great project that will have you hooked from the first song, drawing you back in again and again. And that is going to do it for the albums, but don't you go anywhere, because we still got some tracks to cover. The first High Vis song to check out should be A Fist for When You're Down from their 2017 single, High Vis 1. Instantly, you're gonna notice that this is much more raw and jangly than anything found on No Sense, No Feeling or Blending. The overall energy feels higher too, as it's a very excitable tune. The drums in particular breathe life into this banger, leaning much more into their hardcore backgrounds and giving it a harsher edge. The lyrics also lean more punk, talking about mistrust and rallying behind your friends when they're down and out. A Fist for When You're Down is one of their earliest songs, so it's not perfect, but it's certainly worth giving a proper spin. I can guarantee it. The next track to listen to is Desire from the 2020 EP, Society Exists. This was originally recorded during the COVID-19 lockdown, and according to Discogs, it doesn't even feature the full band. And because of that, there is certainly a different vibe to this one. We get these really neat reverb effects in the vocals, giving the rugged sounds a smooth finish. There are also these incredible synths that sour the instrumental in the best way possible. It certainly plays into the sonic roots of their influences, while also giving a twist to this more classic dance punk post-punk sound. I really wish this found its way onto one of their albums because this song kicks ass. Go give it a listen and find out for yourself. Finally, I want you to hear the band's latest single, 2023's Forgot to Grow. I know my luck well enough, there is almost no doubt in my mind that High Vis is going to announce a new album with this single on it in the coming weeks. I'm telling you, these videos find a way to outdate themselves all the fucking time. But in this case, I don't think I'll be upset at all, as the light streaky guitar licks and super deep bass gives this tune an outstanding sonic landscape. It's pretty cool how the guitar feels like a ray of sunshine bursting through the dark clouds of the rest of the instrumental. The lyrics are pretty manic and the vocal performance plays into that approach, as this does feel very anxious and condemning. There's a beastly energy in here, especially with the barked lines, "Maybe I forgot to grow." If Forgot to Grow is any indication of their new sonic direction, then I for one am going to be one happy camper. Do not sleep on Forgot to Grow. And that will conclude my video covering High Vis. Links to all the albums and tracks discussed here will be located in the video description box below. Scroll down even further to the comment section where you can let me know if you liked any of the albums or tracks that I picked here. Maybe you're a massive High Vis fan and maybe you think that I completely fucked up this list. That's fine. Go to the comments and let me know. While you're down there, you can also recommend any artist that you would like to see covered on So You're Interested In. If you're like me and you cannot stop talking about music, then I invite you to join in on the Forever Spinning Discord server. We're talking old music, new music, hot takes, vinyl, new trends, stuff we like, stuff we don't. We're having a gay old time, so please join in on the fun. There's a link to that in the video description box as well. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to Forever Spinning for more videos just like this every single week. There are other shows that I do on here as well, such as Stacks of Wax, Where It's At, and The Variety Show. I love making new videos and I don't see myself stopping anytime soon, so being subscribed will help you be in the know for when these new videos drop. And that is going to do it outside of my usual reminder for you to go out and support your local record store if you are able to, along with the local artists in your area, and well, till I see you next time, happy listening.